This is why young people suddenly have to upload their government ID or face scan themselves to do things like listen to Spotify or watch YouTube.
So cute, my little Hasanito. The dangerous undercurrent of legislators actively trying to implement new steps of surveillance, such as ID restrictions, like demanding that people upload their IDs to go online. And that aspect of it is also, like, I don't know what the proper solution to this problem is. I will be the first to admit this. Okay? I don't know how to create a mechanism of enforcement, to create like a regulatory structure to basically stop this kind of stuff from happening, right? Perhaps age-gated hardware could be one of those things. But doing it at the point of like the websites seems like one of the worst possible options. And this is exactly what Taylor Lorenz is talking about in this video from 2 weeks ago. The UK just censored the entire internet.
Back to Free Speech Friday, my series where I cover the fight for free expression, privacy, and civil rights online. The UK's new age verification law just went into effect, and it's already preventing anyone under the age of 18 from accessing information on Reddit about Israeli war crimes. This is yet another example of why these kids' online safety age verification laws are really only about one thing: censorship. The law mandates age verification across all platforms that carry adult content. But as I'm going to explain in this video, that means every single platform. Because while these laws are falsely framed as cracking down on porn, what they deem adult content is far more wide-reaching than you might think. This is why young people suddenly have to upload their government ID or face scan themselves to do things like listen to Spotify or watch YouTube. Every social media app, because it contains news content, is considered adult. This means that everyone, not just kids, but everyone, is now legally required in the UK to upload things like their government-issued ID, live selfies, biometric facial recognition.
I feel like this is one of the most insane ways to try and actively combat the problem of child predation, or like exposing children to what the government decides is inappropriate content. The reason why I think this is incredibly scary immediately is remember that app that came out? I didn't really cover it that much. I briefly touched on it. The T app. It initially started as an application with, I guess, some semblance of honest concern. It was supposed to warn other women that were on the app of like bad men that might do something violent to them, you know, men that have done things that are violent. But it very quickly also spun out of control and turned into like a gossip application. There is no like proof that anyone was doing anything else. Like, you know, people who were scorned could just like easily fucking be like, this is a bad person, this is a rapist, whatever. I mean, it's literally titled T-App. But the story doesn't end there. The T application got hacked. And a part of the T application was that you had to upload your identification to use it. And then all of the people that had uploaded their IDs to actually, use the app, created a fucking map basically with their zip code, their permanent home address, their identification, their faces. It's crazy. Men downloaded the Counter app using the same programming and got their info leaked too. Yeah, and then there was another Counter app that came out as well. So anyway, the application started. The application started off with let's say earnest intention, and then it turned into something that might not be so earnest. But then also as a counter to that, people went in the opposite direction and leaked the personal data of so many people. And then on top of that, incels went and made a fucking reverse version of this where, like, men talk about shitty women. Okay. And then now that application is also leaking data. T on Her, the male version of T, is leaking personal information on its users too. Last week, we reported about some serious leaks in T Dating Advice, an app that provides a space for women to exchange information about men they know, have met, or have dated in the past. The app aims to provide a platform where people can share relevant information about, say, potential abusive partners. However, it leaked images and private messages, leading to 10 potential class action lawsuits in federal and state courts for negligent data practices. Now it has been revealed that the male equivalent, T on Her, has exposed users' personal information as well, including government IDs and selfies. T on Her, which ranks high in the lifestyle apps category for iOS, allows men to share photos and information about women they have dated. It appears to have been designed with a sense of vengeance against the T dating app. It uses similar language to the App Store description, and as it turns out, is just as leaky. The IDs on T were stored in a database that was just literally publicly accessible, not defending anything, just adding to the story. TechCrunch reports it found at least one vulnerability that allows any user access to other users' email addresses, driver's licenses, self-reported location, and selfies. Perhaps most distressingly, the news outlet also discovered that guest users could view explicit images of women, likely shared without consent. TechCrunch has also found an email address and password on the app's creator. Although it... Are you serious? Are you fucking insane? TechCrunch found an email address and password of the app's creator? Although it didn't test that hypothesis for legal reasons, it seems likely using those credentials might provide access to the administrator panel of the app. It is disappointing that apps made for sharing private information and ranked so high in the App Store apparently have such poor security standard. Okay, I don't know anything about app creation, but this smells like it was made with AI. This smells like AI was a part of the coding process. I say this as someone with zero knowledge of how to fucking make an app, but it looks to me like, oh, Sean is saying it was. There it is. Of course. Vibe coding apocalypse. He admits to using Claude. Oh. It's really cool that a lot of these companies are actually moving in the direction of using AI instead of real humans too, by the way. You know? I'm sure that won't lead to additional fucking problems. Amazing. Amazing. This is what TechCrunch found. Bro left his email and pass in the API documentation. No way. Okay, that has to be a honeypot then. No way. That seems like that was done deliberately then to get like a bunch of men who wanted to get on the Vengeance app. Oh my God, his password was password 1. I'm seeing it in front of me. In the document cloud, it's the back end page. It has it all. Are you fucking kidding me? His password is password 1 exclamation mark. Are you fucking joking? Why is that in the T on Her API backend page? Not even password 2? Password 1 is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of passwords. At least you got to trick him a little bit. Make him use, do password 2 or something. At least make him do 2 tries, Password 1 is actually very secure because nobody would try something that simple. Placing this here so people have a rundown. TApp hosts all non-code assets, UI images, customer uploads, messages in a public cloud bucket that anyone with a browser can access without a password. Some guy finds it and posted on 4chan yesterday morning. Turns out there are 1,000 women's driver's licenses on there. Within minutes, the licenses are scanned, probably with a vision model, for addresses, and map pins are created that link the UUID of the images in the data set, thereby doxing thousands of women. The pins are not geos, they're home addresses, which is kind of worse. The moral of the story is security is job one. Both the customers and the company did dumb things, and now there's going to be massive fallout. Yeah, they literally, they call it the roasties, which is, 4chan incel speak for women, and they're saying like, to say, is an incel gross word to say women. It comes from roast beef. They say women have, incels believe that women who have a lot of sex, they don't know anything about the biology. They think that like women have a lot of sex have big labias and their labia keeps growing. Don't explain it. I'm explaining it because it's fucking idiotic. It's my job. Why do you know this lore? I don't know, because I've been fucking duking it out with incels and brain rot for as long as I've been a professional political commentator, because I do it online. Also, explaining it is good because then you know when you see it in the wild.
Credit card info, and more, just to use major platforms like Reddit, Twitter, Blue Sky, and thousands of independent websites. I have an entirely separate video breaking down the problems with age verification more broadly, which I'm linking here. But privacy issues aside, these age verification systems are going to lead to devastating censorship of our news and information landscape, which will ultimately leave young people less informed. Like all of these terrible online censorship bills, the Online Safety Act claims that it's about protecting children from the evils of pornographic and adult content. But immediately after it went into effect, platforms began classifying nearly all breaking news footage, investigative journalism, political protest material, and reporting on the ongoing atrocities around the world as explicit, harmful, and adult content, blocking anyone under the age of 18 from accessing it. In the UK, under the Online Safety Act, access to subreddits dedicated to covering war crimes.
Am I crazy, or is this UK digital panopticon law the latest iteration of Gaza is the trial run for what Western governments can get away with doing to their own citizens? Yes. No, it is absolutely that. The prescription of Palestine action is another one. Dude, there's still people coming in here to be like, you're a fucking terrorist piece of shit. It's like, dude, give it up. We're fucking cooked. All of us are, whether you hate me or not, all of us are in this together. And the quicker you recognize that, the easier things will go for you. Or else you're just going to be angrily posturing all up and down the internet in perpetuity, not realizing why things just suck. Why there is mass surveillance, for example.
the genocide in Gaza, or providing crucial information on reproductive health or sex education now require age verification. As The Verge reported, quote, effectively, web platforms must either set up an age verification system that poses potential privacy risks or default to blocking.
They're trying to get you banned for violent threats again? What violent threat did I make this time? Ugh. What happened now?
現在太陽風呀風風風味，是做太陽是毛不都飛，看看到我們的這個版本。